Unverständlich durchste Supper.
Hey guys, welcome to Bucket's Garage. Happy Sunday. We got another one today, fresh off the back of the truck and on my lift. A Predator 3500. Whew, it was given to me. I think they found it at the scrapyard or on the side of the road. Trash. Kind of looks like it was on the side of the road. Well, today's video is gonna be on this thing. Yeah, look at that. That's all bent there. Cover's bent. Cover's all missing. Wheels missing. That's all bent. All that plastic. Air cleaner's off. Yeah. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is blow this thing off, and you know what? Let's see if we can bring this back to life. Let's breathe some life back into this generator to power up so when the storm comes. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna blow this thing off and let's get this thing started. So we're going to check for spark. And I bet you it's the CDI box, if anything. If it doesn't have spark, or it could be a carburetor. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up my DeWalt jump box here. And see. Kind of doing this one-handed here, fellas. Okay, we do have power. Now, I could either spray ether in there, or you know what, we'll just try it with my spark plug tester. Let me grab it. All right, so now I got my tester here. Oh, that's broke. Look at there. Plastic's broke. Of course, you know, who knows what this thing's been through. That was a little loose. Yeah, let's see. This could be a little short in it now. Oh, get on there. There we go. No light. No spark. Double check it with this here. Make sure my light is working. Nope, no spark. So we're going to go right to the other side here. And I'm going to change it. Now I do have a spare. One of these. I had a couple of these I've tore apart and they're good. So I'm going to change this out. You can also get these on Amazon. All right, screws are already out of that. So take this one off, this one, and this one. Let's not get them mixed up. Put that up here. Here is the used one I have, which is number TJ113-2009-4. In case you want to order this part before you take it out. That's what we have. Let me match it up with this one. Same number. All right. And there. Make sure the color codes match. Goes there. This one goes there. And this goes, I think, on here. Yep, it does. All right, let's check and see if we got spark now. All right, guys. Get the camera pod set up here. Camera girl's a little busy today, so I'm going to have to kind of do this solo. So, yeah, I know. I kind of suck at camera work. I know. All right, let's contact. Look at there. Spark. Yeah, baby. Let me hook this back up. We're going to try a little chemical juice. I'll have to replace this because this is broken. Don't want to forget to do that. All right, let's spray some chemical juice in there. Okay. Look at that, guys. Yeah. Holy buckets. Man, if I had a penny for every time I had a bad CDI box. Look at it. And they ruined that poor generator because all it was wrong with was a simple CDI. Because they had no spark. You know, I'd figure they would have tore all this apart, thinking maybe they would chuck the spark or tear the carburetor apart, which I've seen a lot of, but they just gave up. They took all the covers off and probably went, "Oh, that's way too much work for me. Holy buckets, that's a lot. I'll just throw it away. We'll go get a new one." Well, I wish I had all the covers for it. I might have one cover or two. So, all right. I guess what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to pull this bottom bowl off. I don't know how long this has been sitting, so I want to see how bad that bowl is. It could be super clean. Guys, I hope it's at a good angle. I'm using a small stand that a buddy at work gave me. Does that 3D printing stuff. Let's get some of these hoses out of the way here, huh? What hose is this? This is some kind of vacuum line hose for emissions. Come on off there, baby. There it goes. Get that one out of the way. I can probably pull this one off. This one can get put out of the way a minute. Still on my way. There we go. All right, let's get this off here. Gear ratchets, guys. Gear ratchets. I hate that when the seal comes off that way. Oh, wow. It's nice inside. Yeah. Look at that. Okay, well, I guess I don't have to mess with that. I can just put this back together. I better double check and look. Okay, now we're going to put some fuel in there. Now that I got fuel in it, let's see, I got it on choke. I had to pull this out, and there was like a sensor in here for if you have it indoors, it shuts it off if there's too much carbon monoxide in the air. I had to unplug it, it was smashed, so I might be able to find another one for that. So now we got the choke on. Turn the juice back on. Let's see if this thing's gonna fire up. Well, she ran for a minute and it was saying 124 volts. Now I just got to figure out why it wants to keep shutting off. Of course, just because the probably hasn't run in a while either. But that's good enough for me for now. Well, I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't want to keep on running. CDI box was one problem. Now we have another problem. We have a problem where I've tried a different coil right now. This is another coil from the machine. And this is what it does. So if I go to start it, see the light blinking? And all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, it just totally cuts off. Now, granted, I have everything disconnected. The only thing I have connected is, well, this one I just tried something else, but on this, the coil, or I mean the CDI box, this is all the kill wires here. And that's a kill. That's for the carbon monoxide tester. And this is coming from the magneto inside the engine. Now, this is where I jumped it. The white one is for the pickup coil. The orange is for the coil, which I jumped over to that coil on the other side. Now that's explained, it's still doing exactly what it was doing. So now the only thing I can think of is maybe the pickup coil is bad. So, you know what this means. I've got to take all this off here to get to, turn that off, to get in here, to get this cover off where everything is at. So I've got to change a couple things anyway. So I'm going to just go ahead. We're going to disassemble all this in the front so I can get to this. We're going to take the gas tank off. It's much easier. Either that, I'm going to move it out of the way. But if I take off, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in fast motion. But we're going to just remove the 10 millimeter bolts here. Then you got some Phillips. You're going to take them off. Now, not 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter. I'm sorry. 8 millimeter fasteners. This one here takes the pipe out. I'm going to have to remove this anyway because this is broken. I have new brackets, a new pipe. So I'm just going to take everything off the top. Same with this. Take these off. I'm going to leave this on for now. That way it removes your top. Same with this side. Your 8 millimeter here. 8 millimeter there. Of course, if you want to get this out of the way, this is the charcoal canister. So remove this. Get that out of the way. And your Phillips. So you can get this whole top off. I think there's some screws here, but those are already out. This is bent as well. So I'm going to take this off. But if you are just wanting to get to the front of this motor, this is what we're taking off here right now. What I just showed you. And then we're going to disassemble all this because this is broken anyway and I have another one for it. So let's get started on that. All right, now that we got the top off, guys, if you want to take this off here, get it out of your way, you got 3 Phillips screws for your gas shut off and your power off here. That should be enough room to move out of your way. And then you can lose some more bolts here for down here to get your other stuff out of the way. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen these. This here as a wire tie, which I'm going to cut, get that out of the way. That's for your air cleaner charcoal canister. Now, see, not gonna be enough room, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove. Let's see, there's 8mm on the inside here. I do believe there's one on that side. You just got to feel it out, guys. Get your bolts out of the way here. This will get the electronics out of the front. If need to, you can also move these after those are done. But let me get this off here, and I'll show you where we're at that point. We have all this off the front, including this. So I laid it out over this way. Now I'm looking at this. It looks like something in here is rubbing. Who knows? Could be a broken wire in there. I'm not sure. But now we got to work on getting this cover off, which is going to have some 8mm fasteners here. 1, 2. I think there's another one under here. 2 Phillips under there. Yeah, so this is a lot of work just to get this cover off. I will admit, you have a lot. So, yeah, check it. I'm not sure if there's anything under this cover. I might have to take this off. Hopefully not. Now I started taking them off. You got one there, under the carburetor, next to the engine. There's one way back in there. You see that? See where it's at? It's a little blurry. Way back in there. And I do believe, you know, that one's already missing. And I bet you, hopefully that's it. I guess, guys, I am going to have to tell you this one. I took off the carburetor. It make it a lot easier. You also, there is 2 bolts, fasteners. Let me get some light down there. I don't know if you really could see, but there's Phillips on each side. Right there. So, way to get those. Take the motor mount bolts off. You can push your engine back just enough. Anyway, you can get under there with a really long Phillips, and you should be able to get those 2 out. That's what I'm going to do, is get those 2 out, and then the cover should be removable. And you got to remove this bracket to get to those Phillips. With the voltage regulators on to get to that last Phillips. Whew. Wow. After getting those last crazy ones out. Oh my. Cover's not too bad. But we have something going on here. Not really sure what it is. Before I touch it, get some light on there so you can see what I see. Interesting. A lot of goop in there. That ain't gonna make it cool. Not really sure what that is. I can think it may be from the cover. Insulation. Not sure. So we'll have to check out this coil. See if it's got some damage. I'm going to change it anyways. And it's possible the pickup coil shot. Let's check out and see if there's any damage. I think I'm going to change it regardless. And we're going to give it a test drive here and see if we can figure it out if this was the problem. And if it isn't this problem, we're going to have a bigger problem underneath there. Now, I'm also going to stress this out that I got this off, getting ready to put the new coil on. I'm going to clean all this out of here. But I'm looking, I can see where it was rubbing on here. See where it's shiny and rubby? Well, there's some high spots here. I'm going to hit that with the file. Make sure that's smooth. Because I'm kind of thinking, I'm seeing metal shavings. In fact, I can see better with my camera. See the metal shavings there? And this here, all the metal shavings. It could have did damage to this. So, yeah, we're going to change it, clean that. All right, guys, if you're wondering how to set this, I'm going to snug it up just a little bit here, getting this coil on. I want to make sure you don't damage this one. Find yourself like a business card, a nice thick tab. Business card works the best. See how that goes back and forth? And that's your magnet there. So, what you're going to want to do is kind of get your wiring right first. Put this in there. Don't want this to catch on anything. Just like that. Come on, get it in there. Get back down there. And then this goes here. All right, so I'm going to move the camera so you can see, but you put the card here, turn it until it sticks to it, just like that. So I'm sure you can probably see what I'm doing from that point. Make sure your card's there, or you could snug it down. And make sure that it's got enough clearance. It slides in and out. That way it's not going to hit. All right. Now I think we're cooking with some juice. So that's how you get that done. 8mm, by the way. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do now, I got all this back on. We're going to put this on. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this engine. Let's put it back together. Hopefully that was the problem. But hey, if it's not that, it's in here, under here. There's a magneto under here. So if there's a problem under here, I don't have one of those. Well, this seriously became the project. Does exactly the same thing. So it looks like I am taking this off. I did have another one, which I have right here. So we'll try this, because I couldn't believe it. It actually, after replacing it, I just put the carburetor on, tried it out, ran for a minute, light shut off, died right off the bat. The only circuit goes from the CDI box out of here, CDI box to the coil. That's it. So it's not this. It can't be. So it's this circuit here. And I'm thinking it's probably, this here is probably the one for the CDI box. So there's something going on with this. And if not, it was a total waste of time. But this is what we're trying to figure out, what the problem is. Diagnosing it and seeing if I can fix it. I'm lucky I had the parts for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this. And you guys are watching me, so I can help you figure out if this is your problem, if you had the same problem. All right, let's get into taking this cover off. And it's going to be the 8mm, of course. You want to take this off first. It's going to be this, and this is going to come off. And then there's a 13mm in the center. So we're going to go ahead and pull this stuff off. And we're going to take this off. This has to be out of the way in order to take this off. So get this off, so everything's out of the way to get this off. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a little trick that may or may not work for you. But if you look inside the hole, see where my fastener is just barely touching that there. Well, I'm taking 4 of them. I'm trying to do even pressure on each one. So I'm going to put a little bit of tension. Not much, because listen, guys, you can warp it or you can miss. So, of course, I need to fix this impact. So I'm just going to go around. Might be better off doing it with a wrench. Put a little tension on each side, evenly, all the way around. Put a bolt in the center, and you can tap on it. And this should pop off, hopefully. Instead of putting a bar behind here and pushing, especially when you don't have anybody here and it's going to slide off the bench. I like to put a little tension on it around. And don't warp it. Just work at it until you get it off. And then you can take your brass and hit that nut in the center. Okay? Well, believe it or not, guys, I was doing a tension going around. And look what happened. It popped off. Of course, you got the magnetic behind there that's holding it on. I took it off. Just, it barely hits those fasteners, but it was enough pressure on each side to pop that right off. I like that. That was be honest with you, that was my first time with doing it on this. I figured I'd try it, and it worked. So you just need some really long fastener bolts to go in there. All right. Now we're going to change this out. I'll see if I can get some continuing spark after replacing this. See if that light just stays on and stays running. All right. I'm going to get this switched out. Let's get it back together and see if it runs. Yeah, baby. This is a lot of work. Holy buckets. I got a hole tore down. Hey, it's fun. all back together. Cross your fingers. Cross them. Because, I don't know. What else could it be? Beep beep. All right, here we go. Man, I just got it hooked up directly, so if it stalls, we know that's the problem. Whoa! Holy buckets! Surge a little. Hey, look who's coming. Hi, camera girl. Hi. 124 volts. There, camera girl. We're gonna see if this thing juices up. Woo, that vibrates my hand. Well, guys, it's working. Yeah, after all that, finally. That was quite the job, wasn't it? I feel sorry for you guys if you're doing this, because yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. It's just more time consuming. But I'm glad I did it for you, so you can figure this out, just like I just did. So, I do have some extra parts I found. I got one side cover, but this little panel's missing here, which I can maybe cut out a piece of aluminum, cover it up. And I do have a cover for this side. And I found some wheels. So, actually, it's a friend of mine. He had some junk stuff laying around, and I go, hey, wait a minute, I need that stuff. He goes, I'll take what you need. So that's what we did. So let me finish kind of getting this all together, and you can see it when it's finished. Just finished product. We already ran it, so you saw that. All right, guys, all done. Got the wheels on, got that cover on. It's a little beat up. Hey, I brought it back to life. It's like those poor people down in Florida right now that just went through that hurricane. I'm sorry if you guys can watch this video. If you're watching this video, just fix your generator after that. Dude, I hope you get it going. Seriously. But anyway, this is a good generator now. And matter of fact, I don't think I have to. I got to put a pull rope on. Working pretty good now. 24 volts. I'll have to make a cover for the other side. Anyway, guys, hey, thanks again for watching this video. Thanks for watching all the goofy stuff I do. Yeah. Matter of fact, Camera Girl is going on her own tomorrow. Yes, she is. She is going to go to a swap meet. It's going to be Camera Girl goes to the swap meet. You guys are going to have to check out on that and see how she does. So anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. And then we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Oh, wait a minute. You guys, you can thank Camera Girl for the camera watching.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, guys. Good night. It's wing night. I forgot to say wing night.
Yes, it is. Would you like me to start them now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, guys. We're going to go. We're going to eat some wings. Bye-bye.
Bye.